So we're ready to call the meeting to order?
Yes.
Okay. Seeing that it's time and we have a quorum, I'm going to call the meeting of the MPO Bicycle Advisory Committee meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is introductions. And I'll go ahead and start, I guess. I'm David Hamby, member, chair.
Next, I'm Scott Keltner, City of Eudora appointee.
Teresa Bowser, Lecompton.
Marianne Melling, Lawrence.
And I'm Ashley Briers, Transportation Planner, and actually I'm going to read our little intro also. So good evening. I will work alongside David Hamby, who's our chair, to facilitate the meeting's proceedings. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast live on the city's YouTube channel. During the meeting, when you're not participating, please mute yourself by clicking on the microphone icon found on the lower left-hand side of the Zoom menu next to the video icon. When you're muted, a red line will appear over the icon. Muting your microphone during the meeting will make it easier for everyone to hear. You'll just have to remember to unmute if and when you want to speak. In some cases, we may mute or unmute people as needed to minimize distractions during the meeting. Please remember to state your name and title for the benefit of those listening remotely. You can turn off your video by clicking on the video icon on the menu. For the purpose of this public meeting, please keep your video on when you are participating in the meeting. When you're not participating, it is okay to turn the video off. Just remember to turn your video back on when you're participating. If you're participating by phone, you can click *6 to unmute your phone. For those using Zoom, somewhere on your screen, you'll see a choice to toggle between speaker and gallery view. Speaker view shows the active speaker. Gallery view tiles all the meeting participants. Individuals who register in advance can provide public comments remotely and they'll be called upon. So far, no one registered and no one's here, but if somebody shows up, we'll go to them. When you're called on, please unmute your listening device and state your name. Later on, David will ask if there's any in-person public comment. Again, we don't have anybody now. All motions will need to be stated clearly. After a motion is made and seconded, staff will call on each member individually to provide their vote. Staff will then need to announce whether the motion carried and the vote count of the vote. So now I'll turn it back over to David. Thank you.
Okay, so next item was public comment and nobody's there, correct?
No.
So moving on. Next item on the agenda is to approve the minutes, and we have July 8th, 2021 minutes. Any comments or motion to approve?
Teresa Bowser. Oh, I need to start my video. Oops. Teresa Bowser, I approve the minutes.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I will second. Scott Keltner from Eudora.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none. Ashley, roll call.
David?
Aye.
Marianne?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Steve from Baldwin City is not on. Teresa?
Here.
Cam from Douglas County is not on, and Jackie from Douglas County is not on. So the motion passes 4-0.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the Transportation 2050 Bicycle Advisory Committee designee and alternate. Ashley?
Yep. So Ashley Briers, Transportation Planner. We are going to be updating the long range transportation plan. The current one is called Transportation 2040, and it's time to do it again. And we're going out another 10 years. So this one will be Transportation 2050. And we've decided to do it a little bit different this year. We're having a public steering committee as well as a staff advisory committee. And when we developed this public steering committee in November, I guess, we had a spot for the MPO policy board, or I'm sorry, Bicycle Advisory Committee to represent themselves on this committee. So the purpose of today's meeting is to select a representative of the BAC and then also an alternate. I've not heard from anybody who wants to do it. So hopefully one of you would. This will be a process that will be over Zoom and probably will include evening meetings, maybe every other month or so. That hasn't been ironed out yet. And the process has to be concluded by March of 2023. we don't finish the plan by then federal funding is frozen for transportation projects in Douglas County. So we don't want that to happen. So we'll make sure it's on the right timeline so that doesn't happen. So we're talking about a 15-month-ish time frame. Oh, David, you're muted.
Sorry about that. David Hamby, Chair. We need to designate a primary person and an alternate. So would anybody like to volunteer for that?
I would accept the nomination.
Okay, great.
Appointment.
As a primary?
Yes.
Okay. Do we need to vote on these separately, Ashley?
I was muted. Ashley Briers, Transportation Planner, probably should just in case, just to make sure it's all kosher.
Okay. So is there anybody else who wants to throw their name in the ring? Okay, seeing none. Scott has graciously volunteered. And so can I get a motion and a second for Scott?
I motion to approve Scott. This is
Okay,
Teresa. Sorry.
We have a motion on the table.
Sorry, this is Mary Ann and I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, Ashley, roll call.
Briers, Transportation Planner. David, sorry.
Aye.
Okay. Marianne,
Aye.
Scott,
Would it be proper for me to abstain from this, Ashley?
you can if you want, yeah.
Might as well.
I see that Steve is on now.
Yes, I vote aye.
All right. Teresa?
Aye, yes.
All right, so that is everyone that's a member of the committee. So we have, it passes 4-0 with 1 abstention.
Okay, David Hamby, Chair. We need an alternate on this as well. So any other volunteers?
I could be the alternate. Oh, this is Teresa from Lecompton. I could be the alternate, but I will admit I don't ride a bike. So are you okay with a person that doesn't know how to ride a bike? I run.
No, I think David Hamby, Chair, I think it's a bigger picture of transportation in general.
Okay. Bike. Okay.
So, and Ashley can back that up as well, but it's not specifically, I would say, bicycle focused, but you would be representing the BAC as an alternate on that committee.
Okay.
Is that correct, Ashley?
Yeah, Ashley Briers, Transportation Planner, yes. So Transportation 2040 is the long-range plan for all modes. So it includes walking, biking, auto, and transit.
Okay.
But like David said, you would be representing the BAC. So as long as everybody else is okay with that, then
Yeah.
that'd be fine.
I just wanted to let everybody know that I'll do it. I'm willing, but I don't, maybe that's my 2022 goals, learn how to ride a bike.
And David Hamby, Chair, I'd also just, if you have any questions during the process, just reach out to any of us. I'm sure we could answer any questions you may have if you have any specific questions that come up. So, okay, so we have a volunteer. So again, if I'm not hearing anybody else volunteer for the alternate, we need a motion in a second.
This is Scott Keltner from Eudora. I'd like to move that we accept Teresa Bowser as the alternate for our Transportation 50/50 appointee.
Okay, we have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
I'll second. Steve from Baldwin City.
Okay, Ashley, roll call, please.
That's Ashley Briers, Transportation Planner. David?
Aye.
Marianne?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Teresa?
Do I vote for myself or abstain?
You can abstain. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So it's the same 4-0 to 1. Passes.
Okay, David Hamby, Chair. Ashley has some quick updates for us. The first one is the bicycle performance measures memo.
Yes, Ashley Byers, Transportation Planner. So at our meeting in July, we mentioned that we had updated the performance measures that are in the Lawrence Bikes plan. And then we were working on a memo to kind of describe it a bit more, and then we didn't have a meeting. So we held on to that memo until now. So if you look at it, you can see it mentions all of the different performance measures that are in the plan, as well as the ones that are associated with the goals. I guess I could share my screen so you can see it. Okay, can you see my page now? Okay, good. So 5 of them have goals. So the percentage of people who have access to a quarter mile of a level of comfort 3 or below bikeway has increased, partly because of the lowering of neighborhood speed limits. That really made a big difference. Then the next one that had a goal was the number of bicycle rider fatalities and serious injuries, and that has continued to be 0. Next one is the percentage of bicycle mode choice to increase. We've made very small increases in that. So we're going to have to really do some big things in order to reach our 3% goal by 2025. And then bike share is no longer active. Then we have this low stress bikeway level of comfort of 3 or less. This is also really improved because of the lowering of the speed limits on neighborhood streets. I think the last one was the bike to school participation. COVID really kind of messed that up. So we have a little bit of increase in the spring of 21, and which continued with the increase that happened in the fall of 19. So all of those measures in the bike plan. And then we just have 2 little quick things to show you how things have changed over the years. So this is measure 7. And then this is the low stress bikeways measure. So in 2019, when we set the plan, the existing 46% goal, so it's 46%, was a 4% increase of the 2019 data. Well, when we ran the data, because we realized that we were missing some segments and some future bikeways on this old version, there was a 13% increase. So then when we compared this updated 2019 to the new 2021 based on the speed limit, it really changed. So the priority network went from 75 to 78% of them are comfortable, 3% or below, level 3 or below. And then the secondary network went from 52 to 56, and existing and planned went from 59 to 72. So that's just interesting to see. In the plan itself, there are also maps that show the changes. They were just not included with this memo. Any questions about those?
Okay, seeing none. David Hamby, Chair. Move on to the bicycle rideability map.
We do have a question from JT that says, how does mode share get increased? So that is a kind of a big picture thing that the plan is trying to address to make bicycling more common and more attractive and something that more people just do. And it's going to take a bit of a cultural shift in order to get there because we are such a low percentage now. So by implementing the plan, hopefully the percentage of mode share would go up. And he asked, how is it measured? So that is a census data product. When they do ask people how they get to work, one of the questions is, or one of the answers are biking, is biking. Okay. The last thing is the bike rideability map. So also in July, we had talked about this and improved the routes and the way we had laid it out. We were waiting for some data about the slope on the Lawrence Loop, and we finally finished it up. So it is at the bridger right now. So we will be getting those and can distribute them soon. It's not ideal to be doing this in the winter, but at least it'll be done and ready for the next spring and summer. So those are the quick updates.
Okay, David Hamby, Chair. Thank you, Ashley, for those 2 items. Do we have any other business on this? Okay, seeing none. Next meeting will be scheduled as needed. And then the final action is to motion to adjourn.
We don't even need a motion.
Nope.
We can just do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just adjourn then. Thank you, everybody, for your time tonight. And we'll get the next meeting scheduled as we need to.
Yes.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.